Now, what next? Where does SARS coronavirus 2 go from here? A phase 3 is inevitable, given the high levels of circulating virus, but it's not clear on what time scale this phase 3 will occur. Hopefully, incrementally, but we should prepare for new waves. Previous infections and vaccines will cause adaptive pressure on the virus for new kinds of changes which try to escape it. And therefore, we should be prepared scientifically to take care of that.
Having failed to adequately prepare for the second wave of coronavirus infections, officials and health authorities are now routinely warning people of the possibility of a third wave. It started earlier this month with the principal scientific advisor K. Vijay Raghavan calling the third wave inevitable even though its timing could not be predicted. Vijay Raghavan added a caveat 2 days later, saying a third wave could be avoided through strong measures. But several others have also issued similar warnings in the last couple of months. Local administration and some hospitals have already begun ramping up their infrastructure in anticipation of a fresh surge in cases after a few months. So, what is the third wave and how bad is it going to be?
So the wave is a generically used term. There is no textbook definition of what a wave means in an epidemic. But if you look at the growth curves, for example, for an epidemic for any region, you will see visually it appears like a wave, isn't it? Also, the fresh occurrences that we see of new cases coming in. Even otherwise, we use the term wave in a very generic sense in other contexts as well. So the same word is used here as well. What we mean by this wave is basically if there is a lot of cases coming in, then they subside, and after some time, if the surge happens once again and continues for some period of time, then we call it, oh, this is the fresh wave of attacks kind of thing. Now, the wave, of course, doesn't, the daily ups and downs that we see, that is not described by wave. That is not a wave. Wave, you would have a prolonged period of a surge, which is quite distinct. You can make out visually also. No, so it'll depend on the geography that you are concerned with, right? So if you are talking about a city will have its own multiple waves. When you're talking about the state might be having its own waves, which would be different, which might be coinciding or maybe completely different from the city waves, isn't it? Similarly, a national wave, when we are talking nationally, it may be coinciding with the state waves, or it may be very, very different. Like in India's case, for example, like most of the states right now, if we say we are in the midst of this second wave right now, and we are now in the declining phase. We reached a peak, and now we are in the declining phase. So Delhi, for example, already had three waves before the current wave that again Delhi is in declining phase, but it had three very distinct waves last year itself, when the country was still going through the first wave, and even in case of Delhi, if you see, each subsequent wave had a higher amplitude than the previous one. There's nothing very certain about what is likely to happen in an epidemic like this. If the epidemic is allowed to have a complete free run, then its behavior is slightly different, and maybe as described in the textbooks as well. But here we are in an epidemic where there are lots of interventions also that are being made, and each of these interventions, like lockdown, for example, or all the other measures to reduce contact between people, those kind of interventions also make a difference on the progression of the wave, isn't it? So that's why we really don't know whether the next wave, when the next wave will come, whether it will come or not, how strong it will be. So that's why the possibility of a third wave is always there, because as long as there are significant number of susceptible people in the population, there is every possibility of a fresh round of infections coming in. The other factor here uh, is the mutations that keep happening in the virus. So even while a big chunk of your population has already gotten infected, it is possible that the virus mutates itself in a manner that it it gets the ability to bypass your immune response system. In that kind of scenario, even already infected people who might be at risk. Therefore, the number of people who are susceptible to fresh infection, that group enlarges, that group becomes bigger, therefore allowing the virus to again spread quite rapidly. And therefore, it's possible that the fresh wave might even be stronger than the previous wave, right? So, but all these are all possibilities. Now, the question is it inevitable? Is it always going? I mean, is it always like to, would it, is it a certainty that it will come? Now, that's something that we do not know, right? The likelihood is there. There is every chance that it might come, but you don't know for certain that it's going to happen. And surely you don't know when it's going to happen. Also, you don't know what is the likely strength of the next wave. Is it going to be more ferocious? Is it going to be a rather weak wave, so that uh, lesser number of people and the disease spreads at a much slower pace, and lesser number of people are infected? All these kind of things are not something that can be predicted. So the vaccination, of course, will have an impact. Now, let's suppose that the virus is not mutating at all, that the virus remains constant. It's the same virus that the one that was infecting us in April continues to infect us even now and further down the line. Now, if that is the case, then as we vaccinate more and more people, and a substantial number of people who are vaccinated, they get an immunity against the virus, then we have a larger proportion of the population which is getting immunity against the virus, which means that the number of susceptible people goes down, right? So the virus only has a smaller group of people to infect, right? So that will have implications for whether there would be a third wave, or how strong the third wave is going to be.